So it looked like this whole MVP situation is getting very, very spooky. Now, Caitlin Clark is losing this MVP race by 200,000 votes after recapturing the league late yesterday. Now, I know some of you guys is wondering, how do you vote and all of that stuff? So I'm going to take you guys through this once again and show you guys how many people is saying that Paige Beckers fans, somebody possibly bought some bots to vote for Paige.
Apparently, leading the league in scoring, shouldering your team, and turning defenses into a work of art isn't enough to secure MVP anymore. Caitlin Clark is somehow staring at a 200,000 vote gap, as if she's stepped into a completely different reality. What makes it even more shocking isn't just that she's behind, it's who she's behind. Out of nowhere, Paige Bueckers seems to be stacking up votes at an unbelievable pace, like there's a surge nobody saw coming. It almost feels like a sudden rush, as if everyone decided to show up all at once while the rest of the internet didn't get the memo.
Damn. It is always something. It's always something going on. We get some spectacular news, and then we get some weird stuff that's going on in terms of this WNBA, Caitlin Clark. It's a lot of nonsense going on. One, she absolutely slaughtered the unrivaled ratings. I mean, put them to complete shame. That it's not her, it's everybody thing.
Now let's take a step back, because this is where things get interesting. Caitlin Clark is doing exactly what normally makes MVP voting straightforward, clearly outperforming everyone else. She's leading in scoring, dictating the pace of the game, pulling defenders toward her like she's the main attraction, and doing it all even without starting every single game.
But there's something that's transpiring right in front of our face that I think if you've been paying attention at all since 2024, when Caitlin Clark entered the WNBA, then you see this and you're seeing the outcome and you're going, something is very wrong here. Something is not right. And I'm talking about FIBA. They have posted, who's your San Juan, Puerto Rico MVP?
Imagine putting up the highest scoring numbers in the tournament and still sometimes starting games on the bench, like it's just a side quest in a bigger story. Yet somehow, she's not even leading the MVP race. This isn't a tight contest or a close debate. She's not narrowly behind. She's clearly trailing. A gap of 200,000 votes isn't something you shrug off and wait to see how it plays out. It's the kind of margin that makes you wonder if the voting got mixed up or if something unexpected happened along the way.
Bots, or they're picking Paige to win. I don't know who's behind this. This is all allegedly, but this is the same flyer from yesterday. So when I was looking at this yesterday, Caitlin Clark's face, even though she was winning in votes, did not change to the top of the person that was leading in votes. So this is the second time today I done clicked on here and Paige is winning. Now, what makes this more interesting is you scroll down here, these are the votes, right? So this is Paige winning, nearly reaching 1 million votes. She's nearly at 1 million. She's at 900.
This is exactly where the internet does what it does best. It starts to question everything. Fans are staring at the vote totals like they're trying to solve a math problem that doesn't add up. They keep scrolling, refreshing, and double-checking, but the result never changes. Paige Bueckers is still in the lead, steadily climbing toward 1 million votes as if it's completely routine. And that's when the speculation starts to spread.
So, yeah, this is being taken over by bots. This is absolutely being taken over by bots. And it is the funniest. This is the funniest thing ever. This is the funniest thing ever. Like, FIBA have gone out of their way to start to say that this is not actually for MVP. That it is not actually for MVP. They've literally had to come out and say this fan vote is not an official statement from FIBA.
Not loud accusations or dramatic claims, just that quiet, collective side eye. The kind that silently asks, wait, how is this happening? Because when you look at the numbers, the attention, the viewership, and the overall momentum of women's basketball right now, everything seems to point back to one name. Caitlin Clark has been the headline, the highlight, and the reason many new fans, people who once wouldn't even know what a pick and roll was, are now tuning in to full games. So when the vote results don't match that reality, it doesn't just feel surprising, it feels strange. To be clear, Paige Bueckers isn't some random player. She's elite, highly skilled, and absolutely deserving of recognition. This isn't about taking anything away from her. It's about the disconnect between what people are seeing on the court and how the voting is unfolding. And when a sudden surge flips expectations, talk about bots, or artificial influence tends to surface. Nothing proven, nothing confirmed, but definitely part of the conversation now.
Okay, and then we got Paige Beckers fans out here rigging the MVP votes for FIBA. Is that what's going on, you guys? We got to break this thing down, man. Welcome to me. Caitlin Clark does 334,000 viewers on True TV. And let's be real, we're used to Caitlin Clark hovering around that million. Y'all done turned so many people off and ruined it. Y'all done ran a bunch of people off already. I mean, you called a bunch of them racist and started fake investigations and all types of other stuff. I mean, Rachel Demita already put it so eloquently about how you guys have done everything you can to shun the fans away because they are Caitlin Clark.
And this is where things start to get even more complex, because none of this is happening in isolation. Standing in the background is FIBA, the governing body that manages the game at an official level while often feeling a bit hard to read from the outside. Fans are now questioning the entire situation, wondering how a player who is clearly driving her team's success isn't leading the public MVP vote. It creates a noticeable disconnect between on-court performance and recognition. Once that gap appears, people naturally start forming their own explanations. Not because they're trying to stir controversy, but because it's difficult to reconcile how the most dominant player in the tournament isn't being labeled the most valuable by the system in place. That's a hard idea to accept, especially when her impact is so obvious, statistically, visually, and to anyone actually watching the games. She isn't quietly efficient. Her influence is loud and undeniable. At the same time, while fans are focused on decoding the MVP race, the bigger picture of women's basketball is unfolding behind the scenes. The entire ecosystem is dealing with major developments tied to the future of the league itself. As players elevate the game and drive unprecedented attention, the business side is deep in negotiations about revenue, salaries, and how to properly value this new level of growth.
These are the candidates: Paige Bueckers, Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese. What? Ryan Howard. I can see Howard being in the mix here because her scoring has been lights out. Jackie Young, and then a bunch of other players down here. And all I can tell you is I don't know what happened, because I went over and voted once early this morning, and Caitlin Clark was running away with this joker. And then all of a sudden, this happened. I don't have any idea how Paige Beckers got this many votes this quickly.
On one side, players are fighting for a larger share of the revenue, arguing they're the ones who helped grow the game in the first place. On the other side, the league is cautious, weighing the financial impact of those demands. Meanwhile, a new generation of players is watching closely, wondering how different the league might look by the time they arrive. In the middle of it all, the MVP debate feels symbolic, because if the system can't clearly recognize the best player, it raises questions about everything else. And through it all, Caitlin Clark keeps doing what makes the argument harder. She keeps performing, scoring, and strengthening her case every game, making the gap between her play and the votes even more confusing.